Hey,
y'all. I am Bobby. This is Steph.
Hey.
We are Between Two Teeth. We are coming to you live. We're live at the Voices of Dentistry Podcast Center, Voices of Dentistry Conference here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Meeting lots of people. Awesome experience. What are we talking about?
I'm laughing because Bob literally just told me that the first 30 seconds he was going to give the punch and the hook. So what we're talking about today is creativity and being the unique you.
You are creative.
Oh, thank you. You're unique.
My mom always told me I was special, but you really are. You have such a creative mind. Part of this whole Between Two Teeth adventure, I love your creativity in doing what we're doing.
I appreciate that. And I would also say, so you being a Gen Zer and me being a millennial, it's actually, there's scientific evidence out there to prove differences in creativity. You've got a fluid and a crystallized intelligence. So fluid intelligence is usually more of that, what you think when you hear the word creative. Oh, new ideas. You can just you can see things others can't. Things like that, versus a crystallized form of intelligence tends to happen after a certain age of brain development. And so as you get into your 40s and 50s, you begin to kind of go down the path of crystallized intelligence, which is where you can see people and you can kind of connect big topics of information. You're not necessarily creating a picture or a drawing or an idea so much as you're putting ideas together in a very uniform way or organized way that creates accomplishes a goal or a task. So you have that crystallized and fluid intelligence that really becomes a yin and a yang in an organizational structure.
And there was a great book that we did a review on, Strength to Strength, by one of my Harvard faculty members.
Yep, Arthur Brooks. Yeah, so just kind of keeping in mind what I've made my personal journey recently in the last 6 months is to, I don't want to use the word celebrate, but just to not hide my creative bursts. So if I want to be creative one day, I'm going to find a way to have an outlet for that, because I think it's natural to, if you think about everything as energy, if you want to kind of release certain energy, whether it's working out or kind of, whether you're working in your day, it's okay to be creative, and don't be afraid to, whether it's doodling or drawing, try to figure out ways that you can be your unique you.
Are you okay being different?
I am not, but someone who is called, his name is Rick Rubin, and I was listening to his podcast recently.
Rich Roll had him on.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool.
Rich Roll.
Rick Rubin's podcast, Broken Records, is what I'm talking about.
Oh, I have not heard that. I'm moderately obsessed with Rick Rubin.
So Rick Rubin is this, way ahead
music producer.
Yeah, he's a music producer, brilliant creative guy, and he's helped people, like Johnny Cash, find their own creativity.
Beastie Boys.
I mean, it's amazing. And so he works with Malcolm Gladwell, which some of you may or may not know, another very accomplished author on this podcast, and they talk about the creative process. Oh my goodness. I mean, your mind is on just overload listening to these two kind of punch back and forth on what they have discovered when they look inside their own creativity, let alone some of these superstars that we all kind of tend to know and love. One of the coolest questions they had was, okay, well, when you're helping out these artists that have mind fog or brain fog, they're stuck in this creative rut, what do you do? So one example was Johnny Cash was trying to really get this song going. The name of the song escapes me, but he said, okay, I know this song is meant to be sang towards someone you love. Instead, sing it to God. And it was cool because after that, Johnny Cash actually had a great recording of this song that was written as if they were doing it to a human being here on earth. But then, if you have someone just gives you a little bit difference of mindset there.
And maybe looking at the world slightly differently.
Looking at the world. Another thing that I really enjoy, just kind of as you think about kind of artistic creativity, is that when you're creating something, it's not about you. It's actually, it doesn't have to do with what people will like. And I'm always caught up on, what is this person going to like? And I don't want to do this. Not at all. So really, when you're trying to be creative, It's about you showing and expressing things that nobody else sees. And even better if they don't like it, because it's going to be on them to have the courage to, actually have an opinion on it. And they probably won't. Most people won't tell you if they don't like something.
Interesting. That really is.
Yeah, it's I don't know. From where I'm at in my life, I just find it amazing. Actually, it's awesome. And this guy Rick Rubin, he also goes into a kind of a plug on spirituality and how artists are at a huge disadvantage if they don't have some kind of component of spirituality. Not religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm just talking about a spirituality, a connectedness, an energy, whatever you want to call it. And it was awesome because Rick Rubin talks about how spirituality gives us this insight, this emotion, and it gives us a color on the world that nobody else sees but us. So when it comes to being your unique you and offering your creative advantage to the world, whatever that is, it's not about if the world accepts it or not. It's about you creating something, and finally you have matured into being comfortable and open to put whatever you've created out into the world. Who cares if anyone likes it?
Are you doing better with being unique?
I'm trying. I know the theory, apparently. Being unique you is it takes a different kind of courage. When I was growing up, I had a lot of courage through external affirmation, but art and being yourself has nothing to do with external affirmation. It actually has to do with you being comfortable in your own skin, knowing inside that what you are giving the world is good enough. And it actually has a lot more to do with internal affirmation than, say, running a race or winning a soccer game. You win a soccer game or score a winning goal. I've done both. I'm going to humble brag there. Everybody loves you. Everyone wants you to be on their team. They want to pick you first. And it's easy for a kiddo to get off on that and just to say, oh, yeah, I got myself figured out. Everyone loves me, so I'm doing something right. But that's not art.
How do you think someone can become more creative?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think it has to do with giving yourself time, space, and energy to be creative. And by the way, art is in so many forms. I think you have an art form in how you interact with people. And how you can evoke people. I see that never laugh when they're around you. It's incredible. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So that to me is an art form. I think art's also in a beautiful painting. I just went to I was in New York recently, Museum of Modern Art, and I got to see a Picasso, a real Picasso for the first time. It's amazing. It's full circle. It's beautiful. So art is anything, I think, that evokes emotion. If you want to be more artistic or more creative, man, you can do it in your practice. Do it with your patients. Art is so many different forms. And I think it's more on just kind of you being comfortable putting whatever you have to offer out in the world and just kind of connecting with others.
Well, I would say thank you for being your creative self. Thank you for being a creative push, certainly with Between Two Teeth. And I think you're giving a positive push to lots of other people to find their own way of creating something amazing in this world.
We promise we're going to have fun with this. When you got a joke for us to lighten it up?
Not at all.
No joke? You want to do your seagull? Say your seagull joke. He's proud of this seagull joke. I wouldn't say this is art, but it's a...
So it's always good to have like a really quick, short
Do you know what the joke is? Have you forgotten the joke?
I probably have.
Why do seagulls fly over the bay?
You totally ruined it. No, it's why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels. Anyways,
that's crazy.
On that, thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe if you love
it. It is your favorite joke.
Bye.